So I was asked about my opinion on landmine Olympic lifts, and honestly, I'm kind of asked about this a lot because people know I'm a proponent of Olympic lifts. People will always send me posts from Landmine University, and I'm not going to say anything about Landmine University. I've listened to him on some podcasts, and honestly, I think he approaches training in a pretty sensible way. I don't think I've ever heard him claim that landmine Olympic lifts are superior to barbell Olympic lifts, just that they have a lower barrier of entry, which is probably fair, but I'm going to touch on that point in this video too. Anyways, here's my thoughts on landmine Olympic lifts. Landmine Olympic lifts is not something that I would ever recommend, and it shouldn't be thought of as a replacement to traditional Olympic lifts. People will do this thinking that it's easier to perform and easier to teach than traditional Olympic lifts. I don't necessarily think this is true. There are way more moving parts with the landmine Olympic lifts than barbell Olympic lifts, and there are some negative consequences to this. It's way more difficult to differentiate a quality rep from a poor rep with a landmine. Just look at the inconsistency from rep to rep with the landmine on certain things. Inconsistency of foot position, torso angle, shoulder angle, degrees and speed of rotation. How do you know how much rotation should occur at the hips, spine, or shoulders? How big of a stagger should your feet have? I've never heard any of these concerns addressed. Does it even matter? If it doesn't matter, then it's probably not training any of the specific qualities that people claim it is, like functional power or rotational power or punching power or things like that. Another observation I have with the landmine Olympic lifts compared to barbell Olympic lifts is that the absolute load is a lot lower. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it is something worth mentioning. I think because these exercises have so many moving parts, I think you're really just training yourself to become more efficient at the specific exercise, making these exercises less general and less effective at training general outputs. And I'm not saying bad, I'm just saying less effective than your typical clean or snatch. But being charitable, one unique thing I think the landmine can offer is what they provide for the abs. The stability component demanded on the spine that you experience when using a landmine is unlike anything else. This can be a good thing. I think it's because the muscles of the spine play a role in both movement and stability when using the landmine. Just think the stress the landmine Olympic lifts place is fairly low compared to the traditional Olympic lifts. I would have a problem if someone were to characterize the landmine Olympic lifts as a better version because of the rotational component, because I just think that complicates the movement and makes it less effective. But yeah, those are my thoughts. I figured I'd share them. It's really not that deep, but anyways, that's all I have for the video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.